Thunderbolts are coming to the MCU. And this is a team we've been talking about for the longest time, that the Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers, they're very similar teams in the comics, so it could be either one, will be coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this, if you don't know who the Thunderbolts are, it's basically Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. It's a group of Marvel villains that team up together to go on these suicide-ish missions and fight other Marvel villains. So this is something that, again, has been rumored for the longest time, especially after Avengers Endgame. Rumors of all these new teams coming in the MCU, not only with obviously the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, but we've got the Thunderbolts, the Young Avengers, the Midnight Suns. And so today we're talking specifically about the Thunderbolts because we haven't had an update on this in the longest time. We thought maybe that post-credit scene for the Black Widow movie was possibly setting it up, and there was a little bit of setup in the Falcon Winter Soldier as well, but that was last year. That was over a year ago now, and we haven't had much updates on the Thunderbolts. Not even an official announcement. We still don't even know if it's going to be a Thunderbolts movie or a Thunderbolts series on Disney+. But today we have a new report from Scoops R Us, who is somebody I've never reported on before, but apparently they leaked pretty much the whole plot of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness the week before it came out, so they've got some reliability there, but again, don't take this as confirmation. But they do say that the Thunderbolts are coming in Phase 5 of the MCU. Now, the only thing about that is that we don't know when Phase 4 ends and Phase 5 starts, because that could honestly be at any point. I mean, Phase 5 could start next year or the year after. We honestly don't know for sure, but I'm definitely excited for this. I'm so excited for the Thunderbolts because I just love villains. I love villains, and to see all these villains team up and the possibilities that we've got in the MCU, especially after specifically the Falcon Winter Soldier with Baron Zemo being set up so well, John Walker officially becoming the US agent. We've also got Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, who could come back as well, possibly Taskmaster from the Black Widow movie, Yelena Belova as Black Widow, because she's clearly not as heroic as Natasha was. We've got, of course, Abomination, who just made his big return in Shang-Chi, and is going to be playing a pretty large role in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series. So there's a lot of possibilities when it comes to the Thunderbolts in the MCU, specifically when it comes to Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character of Contessa Allegra de Fontaine, or Vanessa, Val, whatever her name was. It's a long name, but anyway, we were introduced to her in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and she reappeared in the Black Widow post-credit scene, and it seemed very clear that she is going to be the one setting up the Thunderbolts. There were some theories that possibly we'd have Thunderbolt Ross taking on that role and being kind of the leader and the Nick Fury of the Thunderbolts, but of course, unfortunately, William Hurt has passed away, so I doubt they're going to be doing that, so I don't know if we'll get a Red Hulk or anything involved here either, but I feel like Val is going to be taking on that role as the Nick Fury of this team and assembling. And again, we've already seen parts of that. We saw her kind of recruit US agent in the Falcon Winter Soldier, and we saw that Yelena was working for her. She was the one that sent Yelena after Hawkeye, and we don't really know where that leaves Yelena after the Hawkeye Disney Plus series, where she's kind of been reformed, but we also don't really know. Like, she might go back to Val, and now they're going to do this team. I don't really know, but I do know that I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited. There's so many possibilities with this team, again, with the members I've already mentioned, possibly even bringing White Vision, since he's going to be probably not the Vision that we knew and loved before. They could bring back some other Phase 1 characters like Justin Hammer. I'd love to see Sam Rockwell come back as Justin Hammer, whether he's actually just kind of a tech guy for them and just like supplies them with weapons, or maybe he'll even suit up as an Iron Man like character. In the comics, I believe his character was called Detroit Steel, so he could build his own Iron Man armor. Or they could possibly even do, again, because the Thunderbolts and the Dark Avengers are so similar, they could do an amalgamation of the two teams, where in the comics, the Dark Avengers were led by Norman Osborn, aka the Iron Patriot. Now, because Sony owns Norman Osborn, and they're probably going to do stuff with him and Oscorp over in their universe and in the MCU Spider-Man films, I doubt we're going to be able to get Iron Patriot on this team, at least when it comes to Norman Osborn. Because we've seen Iron Patriot in the MCU already, but that was in Iron Man 3 with Rhodey. So I think it'd be pretty cool if we actually saw Sam Rockwell come back as Justin Hammer and maybe have him suit up as Iron Patriot and possibly even be a leader type role for this team. And speaking of the leader, we also have the leader from the Incredible Hulk movie back in 2008. We had Tim Blake Nelson in that role, and it was just teased. It was left on a cliffhanger that he was getting that mutation and turning into the leader. So I'd love to see him come back. Remember, hearing a rumor a couple years ago when they were first starting to talk about this project is that the leader would be the villain of it. So that's something that could be pretty cool. Bring back Agatha Harkness. We know she's getting her own Disney Plus series, so that could be pretty cool. But another cool thing about the Thunderbolts in the comics is that there's also often heroes on the team as well. So I could see some heroes like possibly like a Deadpool or a Ghost Rider type character on here, maybe a Punisher, where they're more anti-heroes. That's something they did in the comics. But I would really like to see if they do a heroic character. I think probably Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes. There are some people saying, oh, do Hawkeye, but I mean, sure, Hawkeye has a dark past, but after his series, I feel like he's either like officially retired now or he's going to be kind of a mentor for the young Avengers with Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop. So I'd really like to see Bucky Barnes on the Thunderbolts as well if you want to have the heroic presence, because it could be just like, again, since this is like Marvel Suicide Squad, it would be like how in the Suicide Squad you have Rick Flag, that one kind of government agent who's kind of keeping everybody in line, and you could have that here with Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes, because after the Falcon the Winter Soldier, he's not the Winter Soldier anymore. There's rumors he's going to be in Captain America 4 with Sam Wilson's Captain America. So there's that, but I feel like he can do better than just being Captain America's sidekick. He can graduate to being the leader of the Thunderbolts and kind of keeping people in line. And I feel like that would be really, really cool, and possibly even a way for him to kind of feel that he's redeemed himself after all the horror that he performed in the carnage of being the Winter Soldier. This could be a nice self-redemption type story for him. Even though we all know that he's a hero, I still don't know if he feels that way about himself. So, guys, the Thunderbolts are coming to the MCU, and I am so excited for this. I can't wait to see our favorite Marvel villains come back together, make the returns, and team up for one singular goal. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this news that the Thunderbolts are coming to the MCU? Would you prefer a movie, a Disney Plus series, and what members would you like to see as a part of this team? So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep it up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.